Hey everybody, how's it going? Today we are going to take a look at the newest collab in the world of Monster Strike. It is Spy Family. It is a special alpha Christmas version of the collab. We'll talk about the tweaks that come with that. And of course, let me start off. I apologize. I meant to do this video earlier, but a lot of other things came up and, other things that took up my time for the day slash evenings the last few days. And that just, you know, even though there isn't that much to collate together for this collab, it's still a lot of work. And I will admit I was a bit lazy the last few days. I put it off and I kept putting it off, and then it was the end of the day and I didn't really want to record at the end of the day and repeat. So I do apologize. I'm sure once I'm back home, back to my just the grind of work, things will be much more regular after that. But while I'm down here, see some old friends as well, have a little bit more fun with folks that I usually don't get to see. So I hope you'll understand. But just a little bit longer. I'll still be down here for the Christmas break, so let's see how that goes. Anyways, let's get going with the collabs. Spy Family will be lasting until January 2nd, at least for the gacha portion. So you can decide to, go crazy on chasing, that last monster that you don't have after you sink your orbs into the New Year's OP monster. So keep that in mind. Might be a little late since I'm late, but if you are still on the fence, that is an option to think about. As I'm sure you are aware by now, here are your 3 gacha monsters that you can pick up from the alpha gacha. You've got Lloyd Alpha, Anya Alpha, and Your Alpha. Everybody from the Forger family is here. Do note that there is no 4-5 star monsters because this is an alpha gacha, and also because this is an alpha gacha, we have no individual rate up. So hopefully you aren't waiting for that, and hopefully you aren't misinterpreting this screen as being a rate up for a particular character. You can just go to the screen again and it'll give you another flavor available there. Now, one perk of being late to doing this video is that GameWith has done their research and figured out what their rating is going to settle on for these characters, and looks like Lloyd and Your Alpha are getting an 8.5 rating, which is pretty respectable and really nice actually for collabs. They really don't do crazy OP monsters for collabs too much nowadays, so that's a great solid character. Anya Forger Alpha also at an 8.0, which is very solid. If you look at the Volume 1 monsters, Lloyd Forder is still holding up his own. He has an 8.5 still, even though none of these characters got any buffs. One of the downsides of an alpha collab, if you remember me saying earlier, that's kind of why I really don't like these alpha, collab comebacks, because the old monsters don't get any love, despite how old they could be. Your Forger with an 8.0 and Anya Forger with a 7.5 for Volume 1. Now, this is important. If you are going to pull on the old gacha, you do not have access to the new monsters and vice versa. That's just how these alpha gachas work. So make sure you know what you are going for, because you will not be able to get the full pool like you normally do for revival gachas. Also note that Volume 1 monsters also do not have any individual rate ups. Now let's take a look at the gacha monsters. We have Lloyd Forger Alpha here in the wood element. His strike shot is a mouthful. You've got speed up, power up, and on he will power up on each wall hit. All touch friendly units will get bubble mode for a set amount of turns. Remember, bubble mode does mean that a particular character will speed down at a lower rate when it hits a monster or a wall. So very much a good buff that you can give to your friendly units. And he also will rarely delay hit enemies, and I put rarely on the character card on news because it does say mareni, which does mean rare, but based on GameWith's statistics, I'm gonna skip to the 3rd bullet point here since I'm talking about it. It sounds like it does have a really high probability of delaying, so you should basically expect it to delay. It's not 100%, Actually, it'd be rare that it doesn't delay. But the mechanics on how the delay works, the first time you hit a unique enemy, you will activate the delay action. And that delay action will depend on, just pure RNG, which is not bad. I did leave it out here, but when you do the first gear, you can do a maximum of 1 turn, but second gear does go up to 2 and very much biases towards 2 turns. So a very interesting set of numbers there. Do note that by hitting a monster multiple times, you do not re-roll that delay shot. It only activates the first time you hit a monster, and that delay is set then and there. You can also see the power up on each wall hit, the Kabedon bonus. You will get 0.5x for each wall hit. You can get a maximum of 10x bonuses, which means you need to hit the wall 20 times to maximize that. When you get to the second gear, you'll get 0.6x bonus for each wall hit. It still maxes out at 10, but it just means you only need to hit 15 walls before you max it out. So just makes it a little bit, the bonus is a little bit higher. And the bubbly mode will change on how many actions that particular character can take on. First gear, once it takes 1 action, it'll go away. For the second gear, you can take up to 2 actions before it goes away. All right, so that is Mr. Forger, and then we go to the baby, the kid, right? Anya Forger Alpha. Her ability, we've got this was even more of a mouthful, right? Speed and power up, heal any status effects, which includes the chicken state. It will give invincibility for all touched friendly units, and it will increase weak point effectiveness of all hit enemies. Do note that the turn count for the invincibility and the weak point effectiveness lasts for X turns, which does include the turn that Anya uses it in. So keep that in mind. You can see the buffs there, pretty standard numbers, I think, right? First gear, it's a 25% boost. The weak point effectiveness increases it by 50% and lasts for 2 turns. And the invincibility of your friendly units will also last for 2 turns. Again, includes the turn that Anya uses it. If you go up to the second gear, the bonus goes up to 50%. The weak point effectiveness is doubled to 2x and will last for an extra turn at 3. And the invincibility also gets 3 turns before it goes away. Very solid character indeed. And last but not least, let's go to Mom here with your Forger. She also has an 8.5 rating at the moment. Strike Shot is a standard, collab style where she gets the speed power up. She will also get a rare occasion where she will speed up on a wall hit. Again, not very rare, but seems pretty reliable that you can get it. And she will do a special attack after done moving. The special attack does guarantee to hit the boss and is percentage based. And the rare speed up activation on wall hit has an upper limit, so there is a point where no matter how many times you hit a wall, you won't get any more bonuses after you hit that limit. The first gear gives Yor a buff of 25% of her attack stat. Follow-up attack, there's a 0.81 attack stat 6 times plus a final 2.43x hit, and then the ultimate final gravity attack is a 4% attack, which has a guaranteed minimum of 400k, and the speed up limit is 4 times. So if you notice 4 speeds up, that's as much as you're gonna get from yours first gear strike shot. Second gear strike shot, the bonus goes up to 0.75x for herself, and then the follow-up attack you get 1.4x 6 times. You get the final hit being worth 4.2x and a final slash that does 10% of the boss's health with a guaranteed minimum of 1 million damage. The speed up limit for the second gear increases by 50% to 6 times. So all in all, I think we said it earlier, game width does suggest volume 2 over 1. The ratings for the newer monsters seems to be great. They have good places where they can shine. Seems like solid monsters. Again, it's a kind of unfortunate we don't have any buffs for Volume 1. And honestly, I would not expect anything. We didn't get anything for last year's December collab alpha, so I would not hold my breath, unfortunately. A little bit sad to see. Now, for the quests, because this is an alpha club, we don't have the usual set of quests available. There is no 24/7 4 5-star quests. There is no 24/7 direct drop quests. We only have scheduled quests. So we do see the wood and the light monster available for via the schedule. Was it Frankie and was it Damien? I think, yeah, Damien. Bring your max luck monsters or wait until Monster Strike Day, which actually should be right around the corner. Actually today, I think, if I'm uploading it on the right time. So make sure you don't miss out on farming these characters. We also have a lethal quest. This isn't an insidious quest. This is the Geki Kyoku quest. So there is no bonuses associated. You're gonna have to farm just a little bit harder than usual, I guess. Actually, I don't think it was too bad this time. Fiona Frost is the monster here. She does have an evolution and ascended form available. If you would love to get both forms, definitely do it. Also, make sure you don't miss out that we do have a collab Guardian Beast. Remember, you can go and collect it here. And his name is Bond Forger. You are going to be fighting these two, suspicious looking folks. You'll beat them and then you'll be able to unlock Bond Forger as your collab Guardian Beast. The requirements to use Bond Forger is to use 3 strike shots. This could be a little bit difficult unless you have, particular characters who have short ones, strike shot boosting skills associated with it, or you get lucky with the max luck bonus, which gets your monster started. So keep that in mind, but skill is very interesting. All monsters of the same type, the gata, as the one who is using the skill gets X% boost in power, and you can see the bonus there on the bottom, which does scale based on your levels. Remember, you do need 500 shards to be able to fully max out a Guardian Beast. You can see on the stage here, you can get up to 400, 200 per difficulty. You can see I barely done any work on that, but as is usually with collabs, there is another way to make up the 100 that is missing. We'll talk about that later for sure. Now let's talk about the mission area here, which is going to allow you to increase affinity. And I'm going to turn off the sound just because I have been hit in the past for that. And I am a little bit behind here too, I think. But you can see that the Forger family is available. You've got Lloyd, Anya, and Yor available. You will be following one family monster and accruing affinity points by completing various quests and missions. You can switch between who you want to follow freely. There is no wait time. There is no penalty for switching. You can just do it freely at your own will, and there is no problem with that at all. You can see on the bottom that there are 3 missions that will be available each day. They total up 50 points. You got 30, 15, and 5. Yes, math works out. These missions reset at 4 a.m. Japan time every day, and unfortunately they change to unique quests every day. And I am just going to ask you, use the comments or go ahead and join the Discord channel. They are more than happy to help you out for those translations ad hoc. And again, it's just I'm a little bit not reliable right now to get that up right away. It'll probably be best to talk with other folks who are also around. There is other ways to earn points. You aren't just locked to those missions there. There are 3 ways to earn points. You've probably seen these numbers at the end screen and maybe you're like, what is that? Well, there's 3 ways to earn extra points. Unfortunately, it's only 1 point at a time, but Every 50 stamina that you spend to clear quest as host, that's very important. You do not get the bonus as joining a quest because you haven't been actually spending the stamina. You get 1 point per 50 stamina on a clear. You will also get 1 point for every 5 boss drops from Collab or library quests. And this is important that, unfortunately, this does not include the Guardian Beasts. This has to be the event collab quest or any library quest. And the last way to rack up points is you'll get 1 point for every 5 gold berries that you get from the temple. Now, if you don't get that reward, like maybe you got 4 gold berries, that carries over onto your next one, and it just keeps accruing. Once you hit that 5th total, not consecutive, cumulatively, then the bonus point will be earned. And remember, the point goes to the member that you are following. Make sure you are following the appropriate character to funnel your points in. Definitely try to get your points in so that you can unlock the bonuses, which we'll talk about in a second. Bonuses are given at 50 and 100 points for each character. You can see that here. And these bonuses will only apply to collab event quests and library quests. Again, it does not seem to apply to the Guardian Beast Shard quest, unfortunately. I don't know why. Maybe they just didn't want to make it easier to get the shards, even though I always have a pain finishing that off. Now this is also important that the bonus is only active for the family member that you are following. You can see that the other 2 characters are grayed out at the moment. That should be an indication to you that they're not active, right? So remember, if you want to get the bonus for Anya here, you have to be following Anya. If you want the bonus for Lloyd, you have to be following Lloyd. And one important thing is when you are playing co-op, only the host's bonus applies. I don't think there's any way to inspect what a host has active, so you're just going to have to trust they have your best interest in mind there. Now, what are these bonuses? Hopefully you saw this on Monster Strike News. This is absolutely the same slide. I just copied it over from that. But if you need a refresher, Lloyd on the left will be giving you bonus egg drop rates for the boss. 20% boost at 50 points, 50% boost at 100 points. Anya will be your EXP boost. She will be giving 20x the EXP bonus at 50 points and 40x at 100 points. Remember, this only applies if you are the host. You don't get EXP, or you get very little if you have Mon Pass. But remember, you only want to be following Anya if you are hosting quests. And last but not least, we have Yor. If you are struggling with certain quests, you can get an attack bump combo boost with her abilities. At 50 points, it gives a 10% boost, and at 100 points, that increases to 20. Now, for those of you who want to do some EXP boosting, well, this is pretty good. I think even with the bunnies, the KU says, unless you got regular 3 bunnies, then this is much better than the 2 bunny numbers that Game With were posting. Now, unfortunately, to really maximize this, you have to get lucky with RNG, because you need the EXP Mon Spot, which gives you an additional 75% boost in EXP for the plus version of the EXP. Now, unfortunately, for those of us who are not in Japan, you only have your My Spot available as an option. Pure RNG comes rarely. Unfortunately, one of the days I was in Hawaii, I actually got the EXP bonus, but I was so tired at the end of the day, I could not finish off my normal quest. Let's get the music back on, sorry. Yeah, so that was a little bit unfortunate. But 75% boost that way, that's huge. The other thing that you will need is a monster or a friend that has the EXP berry. Obviously, ideally, you'd want somebody who has the Tokyu EL, which gives you a 65% bonus. And if you don't have that 60% bonus for a Tokyu L, that's a minimum. You need that. You have that bonus with the 40x added to it. You can earn up to 427k on a Chosetsu difficulty stage. So for example, you could go to the library, play Izanami, simple, easy, just falls over with bump combos nowadays, right? But let me remind you again, if you're gonna do this, make sure you have Anya active, because you're not gonna get the bonus otherwise. So that's that. Here's another look of all the rewards that you can get for the collab. Remember, you get special badges for going up to 300 for a particular family member, but you only need to go to 100 each for each 3 of the family members to get that super type scroll at the end in red. And of course, just another reminder, login rewards. Hopefully you've been picking them out diligently. You've got Becky there as your login reward, 12 copies per day. Day 2 and 5 you get a Tokudama. I think we're already at we're just about to hit day 5, right? So hopefully you have your Tokudamas there, and you get a nice Bond Forger good job sticker on day 3. And for those of you who forget, you can use Becky as your max luck during the collab. Just remember to max luck her if you still want her as a max luck. And that's it. Again, apologies for being late. It is, I'm not gonna make any excuses. It is because I was a little bit lazy, but I swear things will get better eventually. Oh no. Anyways, that's it for me today. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions or you want to complain, I will take it in the comments below. But hopefully you find it in your heart to give a like and subscribe as well if you have not done so. Did I already say that? I have no idea. Oof. Anyways, ENGmonst on Twitter/X has all the latest news. You're going to want to make sure you pay attention to what's coming up next. We're going to get a lot of announcements for the road to the new year, as well as next week we should get the announcement of who is going to be the new exclusive for 2024. So don't miss out. If you want your news in English, I'm here for you. And last but not least, do consider joining the Discord channel. We have a lot of other folks who love the game, speak English, and can help you at any time while I'm being a lazy bum. So that's it for me today. Thank you for watching. Until next time, the collab gacha should be coming up next. Bye.